Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Our next topic is steradian. It's a three-dimensional angle. Earlier we studied the two-dimensional angle, that is radian. Now we are studying the three-dimensional angle. Let's suppose we have a sphere. Let its radius is 4 centimeter. If we can take out a cone from this sphere, joining the center of the sphere, and let the area of this sphere is equal to surface area of this sphere is equal to square of the radius, that is 16 units. Now the angle at the center by this solid cone is 1 steradian. Now the angle at the center of this sphere by the cone is 1 steradian. Or in other words, let's suppose if we have a sphere of radius r, let we consider a cone whose surface area is equal to the square of the radius of the cone. Then the angle at the center of the sphere by the cone is 1 steradian. Mathematically, we can write surface area r square makes 1 steradian. For the whole sphere, let we multiply both sides by 4 pi. We know that 4 pi r square is the surface area of sphere. steradian. Now this is three-dimensional angle. This is steradian is also called solid angle. Steradian is sometimes referred as solid angle. Let us repeat once again. Steradian is a three-dimensional angle. Sometimes we call it solid angle. Let us explain it again. For example, we are considering a spherical surface, and again there comes a question: what is the difference between a sphere and circle? Sometimes difference between sphere and circle. We must know the difference between sphere and circle. Short question. Let's suppose it's some sort of short question. So we are considering a steradian. It's a three-dimensional angle. We also call it a solid angle. We are considering a sphere of radius, let's suppose 4 centimeter or 4 units. To define steradian, we considered a cone of length 4 centimeter or 4 units, and the surface area of this cone is equal to the square of the radius, that is 4 square is equal to 16 centimeter square or 16 unit square. Now this cone, the angle made by this cone at the center of the sphere is equal to 1 steradian. In generalized form, let us we consider the sphere of radius r, then the surface area of r square, the angle at the center by this cone of surface area r square is equal to 1 steradian. Mathematically, from the definition we write it as surface area r square subtends an angle of 1 steradian. In order to find the solid angle of whole sphere, we multiply both sides by 4 pi. On the left hand side we get 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square is the mathematical formula for surface area of sphere. And on the right hand side we get 4 pi steradian. Thus 4 pi steradians is the solid angle of a whole sphere. Next topic is scientific notation. Actually, this chapter is related to the techniques and methods required to study physics. So our next topic is scientific notation. Scientific notation can be described as the notation where base 10 is involved. Usually scientific notation involves base 10, or in other words sometimes called its standard notation. Scientific notation is also called standard notation. Scientific notation is also called standard notation. Generally, we placed two conditions for the scientific notation. Number one, a number should have base 10, and second